The conflict between Israel and Hamas, currently raging in Gaza, shows little sign of abating as ceasefire talks mediated by Egypt appear to have stalled. Hopes of a diplomatic solution, which had previously shown some promise, have dimmed due to disagreements between the parties over crucial demands. The recent attack by Hamas on the Kerem Shalom border crossing, a crucial point for the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza, left 3 Israeli soldiers dead and several others injured. This has further strained the fragile ceasefire discussions. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, stated that the attack involved the launch of 10 projectiles from Rafah, Gaza's southernmost city. In retaliation, the IDF carried out counterstrikes on the rocket launcher and surrounding military infrastructure, causing significant damage. This attack has complicated the already tense ceasefire talks in Egypt, where Hamas and Israel remain at loggerheads over key issues. One of the primary sticking points is Hamas's insistence on a comprehensive ceasefire, which includes an immediate cessation of hostilities and a complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, however, maintains that withdrawing forces from Gaza while Hamas remains intact is out of the question. He reiterated that Israel is committed to achieving its stated goals, which include the elimination of Hamas's military capabilities. The United States has been actively involved in mediation efforts to prevent a further escalation. CIA Director William Burns traveled to Cairo and later to Doha, Qatar, to engage with key regional leaders and prevent the collapse of mediation efforts. However, there is considerable skepticism about the prospects for a ceasefire given the entrenched positions of both sides. Meanwhile, Israel is under significant pressure to enter Rafah to flush out remaining Hamas militants and secure the area. However, such an operation poses significant risk to the estimated 1.5 million Palestinians sheltering in Rafah, who have fled there from other parts of the Gaza Strip. The U.S. and other international actors have urged caution, emphasizing the potential for massive civilian casualties if a full-scale invasion takes place. Nonetheless, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has signaled that a ground operation in Rafah is imminent, underscoring the gravity of the situation. The humanitarian situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate, with shortages of food, medicine, and other essential supplies exacerbating the suffering of the population. The closure of the Kerem Shalom crossing following the recent attack has further disrupted the delivery of aid to Gaza. Philippe Lazzarini, head of the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, has called for an independent investigation into the disruption of aid and emphasized the urgency of addressing the humanitarian needs in the region. Gaza's health ministry reports over 34,600 Palestinians have been killed since the conflict began, including women and children. The Israeli government claims that Hamas militants are responsible for many civilian deaths due to their alleged use of civilians as human shields. However, this has been vehemently denied by Hamas. Despite the grim outlook for a ceasefire, diplomatic efforts continue, with negotiators exploring possible frameworks for peace. These discussions include a potential prisoner exchange, with Hamas possibly releasing some of the Israeli hostages it took on October 7th in exchange for Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. However, the road to a sustainable peace remains fraught with challenges as both sides continue to clash on fundamental issues.